So now Chelsea Gray is claiming that she's receiving some, oh my God, just such bad comments. Let's pull it up right now. She stated, "This was a message I received after our game versus Indy yesterday. People act like we just make this ish up, and the audacity to tell us athletes to shut up and dribble. Yes, that is what you're supposed to do. Shut up and dribble, bro. You are a public figure. You are somebody that comes on TV, make millions of dollars now. Everybody receive hate mail." And
a physical sequence involving Caitlin Clark and Chelsea Gray has drawn renewed attention following a recent Fever game, with some viewers comparing it to a similar incident involving Alyssa Thomas from 2 weeks earlier. Chelsea Gray addressed online criticism afterward, sharing a message she said she had received following the matchup, and pushing back on the idea that players should stay silent about the reaction they get as public figures, noting that athletes at her level regularly receive negative messages regardless of the play in question.
And hate stuff, I promise you I do on a daily. Now, she did not once mention what she did. Let me play this video for you guys so you can have some clarity in exactly what Chelsea Gray actually did.
Watch it. Bang. Bang. Liver punches. Them with liver hits. Do y'all know what happens with a liver hit? I'm about to educate some of you. Bang. Bang.
Slowed down replay of the contact showed Gray making shoulder and upper body contact into Clark's midsection during the sequence, with Clark appearing to lose her footing and go to the floor shortly after. A separate angle, captured by a courtside camera rather than the main broadcast feed, showed Clark remaining on the ground afterward.
And see, y'all want to go attacking because y'all hate Caitlin. Y'all are nasty individuals. A liver shot triggers a unique, agonizing physical shutdown. The impact causes excruciating, deep, radiating pain that often hits with a slight delay. A slight delay. It forces your breath out completely, drops your blood pressure, and involuntarily buckles your legs, sending...
Some viewers initially assumed her reaction was frustration with the foul call itself, rather than a response to physical contact, though slowed footage suggested otherwise. Clark attempted to stay upright and continue through the contact before appearing to be affected by it. The same sequence also included knee-to-knee contact between the two players.
Buckle your legs, sending you to your knees. That's exactly what happened. Look at one of the main things that it talks about. Delayed reaction. You feel the initial contact, but the profound pain often hits a second or two later as a wave of intense cramping. Here's another point. Breathlessness. Your diaphragm seizes, making it impossible to catch your breath while you are doubled over. That's exact.
Reaction to the replay was mixed. Some viewers described the shoulder contact as a routine move used to create space on offense, while others argued the degree of contact went beyond what should be considered incidental, questioning why it was not addressed more directly during the official review. Commentary also touched on how the current rules in the 1BA and NBA are officiated when it comes to ball handlers lowering their shoulders into defenders.
That's exactly what we seen in the video. Now, I know a lot of you Caitlin Clark haters, anytime y'all have a chance to where it looks like something where y'all can use it against it, y'all do it. I understand it. I understand anytime you can kick Caitlin while she's down, you nasty individuals are going to do it. I understand that. But when it comes to logic, y'all don't.
So as you guys heard in that clip right there, that's exactly what happened to Caitlin Clark. She got hit.
Following the game, several Fever players and the head coach spoke briefly with reporters. Head coach Stephanie White said the team's defense had sparked its offense and pointed to strong ball movement throughout the game, adding that consistency across all 4 quarters remains the focus going forward.
What happened to Caitlin Clark? She got hit, took a couple seconds, and went straight to her knees. Damn shame. I just gotta keep it real. It's getting that fucking bad with these assaults on Caitlin Clark. Chelsea Gray got Caitlin Clark in the mid-session for whoever thinks she was flopping. So some people were saying that Caitlin Clark was possibly flopping. So this was the play that occurred, and I'm gonna play the clip here in a minute. But as you guys can see, she like got her head.
She noted Indiana had allowed a run in the third quarter but tightened up afterward, with the opposing team shooting nearly 52% in the first half before finishing the game around 39%, calling it a sign of the group's growing consistency.
But as you guys can see, she like got her head, got her head and shoulder planted right in Caitlin Clark midsection. How do you explain this? How do you, like, it's one thing to extend your shoulder to create space, but to physically headbutt a player in their midsection, bro, in their midsection, mid-play, diabolical in so many ways. Now, look at this clip here, guys.
Sophie Cunningham, who had a strong scoring night, said staying ready regardless of role is part of being a professional, noting that star teammates will draw the majority of shot attempts and that others need to be prepared to contribute when the opportunity comes.
Diabolical in so many ways. Now, look at this clip here, guys. So this is the play. Let me zoom up out of this. This is the play where all this happened. And shout out to Kyle Ingram, man. Kyle Ingram been on it, bro. So this is the play right here, y'all. Let me start this over here. Watch this play.
And the review is for an act after the foul.
Guard Kelsey Mitchell was also recognized for playing in her 300th career game, while extending a streak of consecutive games, scoring in double figures, a mark that surpassed a previous league record. Teammates credited her consistency and work ethic, describing her as one of the fastest guards in the league, and someone who shows up every day regardless of circumstance. Asked about center Stephanie Dolson's absence from the game, staff said there was no injury involved, and that a personal family matter had kept her away, with the team giving her the day to attend to it.
Kelsey Mitchell, the whole layout is for Kelsey Mitchell, and I'm clear as right now. It looked like Kelsey Mitchell could be staying in Indy. Maybe we all got it wrong. Maybe Caitlin Clark is the one that's going to be leaving, and Kelsey is the one that's going to be staying. I really hope that could be the factor here, because I don't see where Caitlin Clark is happy there, bro. Like, she broke a damn WNBA record, and instead of her coach saying, shout out to CC for having...
Attention has turned to how Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White addressed Caitlin Clark's record-setting performance following a road win over the Las Vegas Aces. Clark reached a new milestone during the contest, continuing a pattern of hitting statistical highs around this point in the season. Notably, the date of this game fell on the anniversary of the injury that ended Clark's prior season early, making her continued health and record-breaking form this season stand out even more. Despite that recovery, her offensive role within the system appears largely unchanged from before.
The most assists, the fastest with 600 faster than anybody. Well, like however they do it. But she didn't do none of that shit. She ain't do none of that. I'm finna show you what she did. And then I'm finna play the entire clip. So this is exactly what Stephanie White said when it was time to get the Caitlin Clark part. Yes, whenever it was time to get the Caitlin Clark part. This is what she said, y'all.
The Fever's offensive structure continues to center heavily on Kelsey Mitchell, with observers noting that ball movement, spacing, and shot selection remain built around her rather than Clark. Speculation has grown online that roster continuity may eventually favor Mitchell remaining with the franchise long-term over Clark, a reversal of the assumption many fans previously held.
Listen.
See, welcome back, baby. Yeah. See, welcome back.
Now, this is the clip in its entirety right here. Now, look at how much energy Stephanie White got. She got nothing but energy. Roll it, man. Oh, no. Let me get it pulled up for you guys, man.
Part of the frustration stems from how Clark's record-breaking assist milestone, reportedly the fastest anyone has reached that mark in league history, was addressed publicly. Rather than acknowledging the achievement directly, White's post-game remarks focused almost entirely on team-wide execution, withstanding an early run in the third quarter, limiting the opponent to single-digit offensive rebounds, holding them to 6 second-half free throws, and getting 6 players into double figures. Clark's name did not come up in that portion of the answer.
So yeah, this is Stephanie White.
In the last 2 minutes of the
So this is how she enters the locker room.
Here we go. Here we go. Yo, great win. Our effort.
Commentary circulating online, including from a fan account referred to as Coach Anderson, argued that anyone assuming Clark is content operating as a tertiary scoring option is misreading the situation, pointing to her own past comments about wanting to be considered among the league's elite players.
After we withstood that first run to start the third, it was 11-2. All right, and then the last 2 minutes of the third and the first 2 minutes of the fourth, we went on our own 16-2 run. They only shot 6 free throws in the second half. At the end of the third, they had 9 offensive rebounds. What did we say we wanted to hold them to? Single digits. They ended with 9. 6 players in double figures.
Clark had also stated at the start of the season that she expected to have the ball in her hands more, and for the offense to run through her. An expectation that, per this commentary, has not materialized this year. The suggestion has been made that White is intentionally structuring the offense around Mitchell rather than Clark, feeding a narrative that the
Welcome back, baby. Collective effort, our energy, our toughness, our ability to withstand runs, big shots so in that. Hey, but most important thing, y'all, 3 wins out on the road trip.
Yeah, it certainly was.
A collective effort
So
every
it is
night.
at 3
players
wins.
connected as we did on both ends of the floor, nobody can stop us.
In her own post-game comments, Mitchell credited the team's ball movement and consistent shot selection for the offensive output, noting the group's aim of staying steady across all 4 quarters rather than relying on hot stretches. She also spoke about the mentality required to stay ready as a role player when star teammates are drawing the bulk of defensive attention and shot opportunities.
So we just going to completely skip Caitlin Clark making history because that's what it looked like she just did to me. I mean, she just completely skipped the moment. Like, it didn't even happen, bro. Like, look at Caitlin Clark's face, bro. Shout out to Coach Anderson. Coach Anderson said anyone who thinks Caitlin Clark is happy being a 3-round option is dumb. She said more than once she wants to be one of the best players. And
White, addressing the same result, called the road win a big one for a team she described as tough-minded, pointing to a defensive turnaround after halftime that dropped the opponent's shooting percentage from nearly 52% to 39% by game's end. She emphasized that the group is building consistency in finding and taking the best available shot, and expressed pride in how connected the roster has become.
Has the potential to do so. Does that look like someone who's happy after yesterday's win? Now, something else Caitlin Clark said at the start of the season was that she's going to be playing more on the ball. The offense and everything is going to be run through her. And we know Caitlin Clark might want that to be the case. But I'm here to tell you, that ain't looking like the damn case here in this season, bro. Whatever situation it is, Stephanie.
Looking ahead, players discussed carrying the current defensive intensity and pace into an upcoming matchup against Golden State, noting the opponent's preference for pushing tempo and playing aggressive defense, and the need to force them to defend multiple actions rather than settle into one look. Mitchell was also asked about reaching a personal milestone of 300 career games and extending a streak of consecutive double-digit scoring outings, with a teammate praising her consistency, work ethic, and speed at the position. Separately, White confirmed that another player who did not appear in the game was dealing with a personal family matter and had been given the day to herself, rather than sitting out due to injury.